I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements.
I don't want anyone rubbing them, putting any air in them, taking any air out. To me, those balls are perfect, and that's what I expect from a show.
Okay, so on the football. So goddamn hard about holding on to it.
Pour out a little liquor for any fantasy teams that have already been eliminated from the playoffs. Pour out a little liquor for Kirk Cousins. Hopefully he can see Aaron Rodgers' doctor so he can start practicing again in 46 days. Pour out a little liquor for Matthew Perry. Pour out a little liquor for October. Pour out a little liquor for all the real fans in Chiefs Kingdom having to explain that game to all the new Swiftie fans. I'm Cash. He's Stacks. Stacks, how are you looking going into the game tonight?
You know, I've already actually won the matchup that matters the most, and that's in the BFFs. It's in our home league where I'm the champ. I'm the defending champ, and you are like going to be 7-1 in that league. You're crushing in that. Made a little bit of a fumble. I played the Atlanta Falcons defense, and I thought Will Levis was not going to ball out, and man, boy, I just ate it on that one. I also last week want to apologize to DeAndre Hopkins and his family and his kids and his kids. And I said to trade
blind
him.
Mom, you gonna apologize to his blind mom?
Yes, to his blind mom. I mean, to everybody. I'm so sorry. DeAndre Hopkins, who knew that Will Levis had a howitzer and that nobody could run with DeAndre Hopkins once he got past 25 yards downfield. I mean, sure, he bear hugged AJ Terrell, threw him aside, and then got his first touchdown. But after that, I said, you know what? This is going to be beautiful. Let's just watch it. And he made an adjustment on a pass behind him from Levis, got a touchdown. He also went deep again, got another long, like 50-yard touchdown. So DeAndre Hopkins, you made me eat my words. I stand corrected. You kicked my ass all over the fantasy airwaves this weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, my best DFS lineup, I actually did a Will Levis, DeAndre Hopkins lineup.
You motherfucker.
That was my best lineup of the weekend. I mean, I got $9 or something. Close. I think Isaiah Pacheco murdered me this past weekend. I had a ton of Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, he murdered a lot of people. So did Travis Kelce. Who knew he was nothing without Taylor Swift in attendance? I mean, that I didn't know. It's
starting to become a stat.
Yeah, it is starting to become a thing. If his boo's not there, he's not showing up. So who knew?
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes did have the flu, or
Yeah.
I am currently just finishing up being sick. I had the weakest cold in the whole world. I mean, it was just like nada. I laid in my bed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that's all I did. I literally laid in my bed for 3 days. Today's the first day I've done anything. And yeah, I've done some things. I lifted some weights. I worked. I can't imagine being sick and having 280-pound men trying to rip your head off. I mean, it blows my mind. Like, I think playing what Patrick Mahomes did is crazier than the Michael Jordan flu game, even though they sucked. Like, just getting over being sick, it's just amazing to me that guy's like, yeah, give me some IVs, man. Like, hydrate me. I'm going in. Like, it's nuts.
I love that the commentators were like, it's been making its way through their family. And you're like, why are you telling me the history of this sickness? Like, well, first his son got it, and then he passed it on to his other son. And then on Saturday, Brittany came down with it. She told Taylor Swift, don't come to the game. I've got the runs. And then after that, Patrick started getting it on Saturday night, the worst. And he threw up twice, and he had 6 bowel. Like, why are you telling me all this stuff? Like, it literally was like a whole 3-play thing. They start talking about the family's bowel movements. I was just like, no. Brittany's probably.
Oh, wow. I didn't catch any of that. They had the intel on it, huh?
Yeah, Brittany's like, what the hell, man? Why?
They knew who patient zero was. Who
Yeah,
was the
they're giving it
spreader?
all out. They're just
Wow.
first the children contracted it, and then Brittany contracted it, and then Patrick cut it at the end. All right, I'm Vern Lundquist. Da, 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 da. You're just like, what are we doing here? So
That's how it
but
goes, man. The kids
that
bringing
is
in. I'm the one infecting my family right now. Like now my wife's sick, and then my poor kids are gonna get it from daddy. So
mm,
the
mm,
opposite of
mm.
how it usually goes.
You turn the tables is what
A
you've
little
done.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, that like can you imagine? I mean, like, when was the last time you were sick?
I was sick this weekend actually. On Friday, I was sick with the cold as well. I kind of laid around and rested, so I totally understand. Um,
Could you
I
imagine playing NFL quarterback like that?
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, not
Yeah.
never,
Yeah.
never, and never. It just would not happen. Um, I curl up on the couch. I put the socks on, the comfy socks, and I just relax and
Right.
watch
Right. Like
Netflix.
you're dude, I mean, it's almost like what is wrong with you? I mean, seriously, like take a sick day.
No, you can't, because then you're a bit of a bitch. I believe it's no ball pussy loser. That's what they called us growing up. If you took a sick day, my dad hasn't taken a sick day in 69 years. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's how football players they're just a different breed, and I don't endorse that, by the way. I don't ever
It
use
is a
that
different
language.
breed.
Yeah, I'm using the language that I was called, like when I didn't want to get up at like 5:30 in the morning and do chores with my dad. And I didn't really get it anymore. Like, but as a kid, I was just like, what kind of psycho is my dad? Now that I'm 44, going on 49, I wake up at like butt crack of dawn, 5 a.m. every day, and I'm ready to do chores and shit. I understand. People are sleeping and I'm getting upset. I'm like, God damn it. It's like 6:45. People are still sleeping. I gotta be quiet, So I totally get my dad now on the other side of it.
Oh, well,
you know,
chores make you angry at your family too.
Well, I'll just be honest with you. I enjoy a little bit of the vape pen, and then put some music on in the ears, and then I just go away to a
Yeah.
beautiful place, and I just
Yeah.
do chores for like hours. The only complaint I do have, and I'll do chores. I do some chores today. I'll do some chores next day. On the weekend when I do the long chores, my vacuum it runs out. It's like a nice Shark, Turbo Shark, whatever. One of those nice Dyson from England. Special order, $5,000, but like it runs out, so you have to like recharge it every floor. So I do like the whole basement. Gotta wait 2 hours to clean. So it's kind of annoying. But anyway, I digress. You mentioned Kirk Cousins. I do just want to say, pour some out for Minnesota Vikings fans this year. They lost Justin Jefferson, then they lost Kirk Cousins. Doesn't matter if they get Justin Jefferson back now. They lost Kirk Cousins. So it's just man, what a
He's
tough
not going to
league.
be in a rush to come back either. I mean,
No, why would you?
Yeah, because there's some contract dispute too that's like looming. So, yeah,
Get ready for him not to play anymore. Yeah,
it's total devastation. I mean,
yes,
total devastation.
Yeah, yeah,
Total devastation for every fantasy player on that offense. TJ
Yep.
Hawkinson, Jordan Addison, who just was
Force him out.
beasting out.
Trade him right
Frederick,
now.
Maryland native Jordan
Love him.
Addison.
Yeah, speeding to get his dog to the vet. What a good guy.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, no, it's bad news. It's tough league. Yeah, every week we lose people. We lost it. Was it Kendrick Bourne, ACL?
Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah, ACL done for the season. So you see Tyrod Taylor had to go to the hospital. He was out in the ambulance. Not good. So a tough league here for QBs, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think Tyrod's got that same David Montgomery issue, rib cartilage thing. So he could get back. I think it's a little easier. It's not the same as having to run the ball at linebackers.
That is true. Yeah, no, I do agree. But with it all being said, another week in the books. Another great performance by Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, holy moly, and my guy last week. I talked about him. We're going to jump into and like right this second. I guess we can jump into trades to get paid. I updated my graphic as well, Mike. Hope you like that.
I like it.
So yeah, last week I did say as a buy low candidate, Devonta Smith, somebody you should have tried to go after. And against the Commanders, he came through 22.9 top 10 wide receiver last week. So hopefully you did listen and you picked him up and you got him for the rest of the season. And I think he's set to kind of not rival AJ Brown, but you can't stop AJ Brown. People they have to commit a safety every time, and that's just going to open up for the rest of the season the potential of Devonta Smith too. You're going to see him getting those 20-point games, touchdown, over 100 yards receiving. So I love it, and you're welcome. And let's talk, buy low, sell low, buy high, sell high. What do you want to do? You're the master and commander of this, my friend. I'll let you lead off.
We'll do buy low again.
Okay, buy low.
First off, this is not my buy low, but I want to ask you,
yes,
buy low or sell low on Tony Pollard, dude. Where are you coming out on that?
Ooh, wow, man. I almost put him as my the mitigate this week at running back. It was touch and go. You did. Okay, we'll get there. We'll talk about it then. It's been a weird season with the defense being the leading scorer for the Cowboys most weeks, and then them not needing to run the football with Tony Pollard, almost like they're saving him for the playoffs or saving him for wear and tear. Like, why are we we're winning by 20 points? Why are we gonna ruin Tony Pollard? And so I think in these games like this week, he's against the Eagles. The Eagles are best against running backs, but I think they're going to need him. I think it's going to be a game where it's going to go back and forth. So that was kind of my argument about that, and we'll get there then. But I would say right now I would be a buy low guy on Tony Pollard. I'd buy. I would. He might not make my starting rotation though next week or whenever Devin Etchen comes back, because I've got Devin Etchen and then I've got Saquon Barkley and Travis Etienne. So Pollard's like the odd guy out of that rotation. So yeah. Okay. So who is though your is this your buy low?
My buy low is T Higgins.
T Hig.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just check my notes real quick. And then my buy low is fucking T Higgins.
Is it?
Yes, 100% it is. I'm not bullshitting you.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's not we don't talk before the show because we're busy. So we don't collaborate. So I love it when a plan comes together. Let's talk T Higgins. We pull him up here on PFF. What do you think about this man? He's underperformed so far. Not doing great. Only 2 touchdowns. 40 targets, 50%. It would be great for him as a target or a catch percentage. He's under 50%, so it's not been looking good.
Yeah, no, it's been a really discouraging season for somebody who was drafted midway through the second round. And I just think, based on where he is now with the rib injury, like he's back, he's got another week under his belt, and he was not just a decoy last week. Like what did he have? What was his
he had 6 targets, 5 receptions, 69 yards, noise, and
right.
About 12 points. So
right. And so there to me is his actual like real floor.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And the thing is that it's a convergence of different factors why he's had such a bad season. Number one, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was not Joe Burrow for 5 games, right? I mean,
no.
It was their offense was in complete shambles. Then he also was not playing well, dropping balls, and then he gets injured. And I do think that having a few shares of T Higgins myself, the reason why I'm saying buy low is I think any owner is really been frustrated with the experience. And I think you could dangle something decent out there.
Yeah.
Like a Christian Kirk. Ooh. That I think I would take T Higgins rest of the season over Christian Kirk because hey, Cash was on it with the 49ers versus the Bengals last week. I mean,
sure.
And the reason why is because Joey B's back, dude. Like
he's back.
That guy is he like, I mean, in terms of just balls, like the balls. He's got the balls. He has the most accurate, perfect ball placement, maybe in the league. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just it's Dan Marino-esque. I mean, he's just and then in this game, dude, he's just like he's tearing off runs. Like they just look so beautiful.
Yeah, he was. He looked
Bengals going to be a problem going forward. I think that I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bengals beat the Bills this week. Like I think they will.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree. I'm with you on that. Just to kind of tuck under the covers, as they say. Calvin Ridley 10 targets to Christian Kirk's 5, so that's a double entendre there, as they used to say back in the glory days of the league. I like Calvin Ridley moving forward too. If you want to do just a wholesale swap Kirk for Ridley moving forward, find the Kirk owner, or if you've got Kirk, find the Ridley owner and just say, hey, what do you think? And I do that because you can just see he's going to get those downfield targets. Kirk's the underneath guy, and he's got to break it and get volume to get touchdowns and kind of to be a PPR monster. But Calvin Ridley, when he does get those downfield targets, he's getting more yards. He's got longer. Long was 27, Kirk was 29. I'm sure there's some yak involved there, but his yards per reception, Ridley's above his. So I just like Ridley the rest of the season. So I'm with you.
The reason why I said Christian Kirk is just because he is having such a good season, but I think that those two wide receivers could be a headache on an offense that is nothing like the Bengals. The Bengals are always like the Bengals could be on the 1 yard line and Joe Burrow's going to be in shotgun.
Yeah. No, I think I think, as the kids say, he may have hit rock bottom, and the upward mobility looks like it's going to be trending in the right direction. I'm trying to say all the buzzwords. The kids
everything is set for them. Honestly, like new dark horse
every year, the first 4 games, and then they're just like,
okay, new dark horse Super Bowl team. I think in the AFC.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, let's talk about your buy high, or I can do my buy high since you're the guy who introduced your buy low. It better not be the same damn guy either. So, is it Adam Thielen?
Nope.
Okay.
Is that your buy high?
Yes, it is my buy high. So, Adam Thielen is crushing it right now. I mean, he's got some of the highest grades in PFF. He's got 70 freaking targets, 57 receptions, 581 yards, 4 touchdowns. His yards per reception is up. When he's being targeted, the passer is rated 120. I mean, the guy is just he's nails, right? And you can see that in Bryce Young. He's throwing him the football, right? He wants to give him the football as much as he can. So I love Adam Thielen for the rest of the season. His stats each week are ridiculous. If you go to wide receiver for the season, he ranks 8th. Yep. Right. And then if you actually tuck inside the numbers, this makes me just, I'm in love with him for this reason. His targets, the last since week 1, which kind of wasn't his game, the rest of the time, 9, 14, 8, 13, 13, 11. He's gone over 100 yards twice. He's got 4 touchdowns. I mean, the guy is the offense for the Carolina Panthers. I love Mingo. He's there too, but this is the guy, right? This is the person is going to always catch the ball. That 4th down pass. You saw Miles Sanders get out of the way to make sure that you could get the ball to Thielen. So I just think this is the guy, ride or die. The only thing you worry about with him is injuries. He does get banged up. He pulls hammies and stuff like that. I've not seen it this year, which is remarkable. So like knock on wood, he stays healthy. But I think if he does, you've got a top 10 wide receiver in him, and somebody did not pay that much up for them, so they might be riding that hot streak. So I'm probably willing to trade. I'm trying to think of I don't have anybody but like a Pacheco. I'd go Pacheco easily for him. Dude.
I think you're gonna have to give up somebody super sexy.
Well, let's look and see who we'd give up on the running back front, right? Because you're not gonna trade wide receiver for wide receiver. But here's the Pacheco's 9th though. That's the thing. You laugh at it, but Bijan, I'd trade Bijan for him straight up. I'd rather have Thielen the rest of the season than Bijan. Derrick Henry, yes. Brian Robinson, everybody, not Breece Hall, Tony Pollard, James Cook, yes. All these people, yes.
Tony Pollard, for sure.
Yeah. It stops here at Kenneth Walker, Alvin Kamara, Swift, Moss, these guys.
No, not Moss.
Yeah, not Moss. I'm trading Moss.
Yeah.
But but the rest of them, I'm keeping. I mean, look at Christian McCaffrey; he's just so sexy. So,
oh my gosh, he's murdering this season.
Yeah, it is. All right, so I made my case. What do you think about Thielen? Are you into him this year? Or are you kind of avoiding him? How are you?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's what's so crazy about just fantasy football is, I just remember all the Twitter Thielen shade, and this year, the person in your league that picked up Puka Nacua and Adam Thielen off the waiver wire is probably in first place, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
That guy is absolutely murdering it. And yeah, man, it doesn't look like anything's going to change. I mean, right now, barring currently, I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown hasn't played yet, but Amon-Ra St. Brown needs to get 17 points tonight to go ahead of Adam Thielen. He's ahead of CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, this is, it's absolutely insane. Like, I mean,
it's a volume thing too.
Right.
The floor,
the way that offense works. It's an Adam Thielen funnel offense.
It's an Adam Thielen funnel. That's what you should be for Halloween tomorrow. Just a funnel with Adam Thielen's face on it, going down, down, down. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very sexy. The floor is like about 15 points every game is what it looks like in the off games, and then the ceiling is 31, 32 points, 27, 28. So upwards of 20s. I like it. So that's the guy I would target the rest of the season. If you want to, try to make a move and give up a running back to do it for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a running back as my buy high. I'm going Javonte Williams. I've had him as a buy low, and it wasn't a crazy game, but this also dovetails with the volume concept. 27 rushing attempts last game, right? Just like we saw with Breece Hall, there was some load management going on early in the season. The Broncos have kind of been in disarray. Big win this past weekend.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of it was on the back of Javonte Williams. 27 rushing attempts, 83 rushing yards, and three targets with 3 receptions with the receiving TD, I think
20 points, 18. Yeah, you like that.
I mean, for me, I try and tell you to buy high sometimes, a lot of the times before they are Adam Thielen.
Before they're too high, before the price is too high.
Right.
The price is going to be higher.
I think this is a good opportunity to get them where, just like with T. Higgins, the owner has been so frustrated all season long. And
10, 15, 27.
Like, I think you could give up an asset that is, looks better on paper, and it will pay off, because I think he is, a high-end RB2 going forward.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking at wide receivers, Chris Olave, maybe?
Yeah.
Did you trade Chris Olave?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I like it. So I would.
I saw it was Dave Kluge had a great tweet. He said Chris Olave is the Kyle Pitts of wide receivers, and it's just so true.
I love it.
It's just a bummer of a season. Things are not going well.
No,
with him and Derek Carr.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Chris Olave, he is my sell low candidate. I thought it was a perfect segue there, so I didn't want to, I don't want to slow roll it too much there, but yeah, sell low candidate for me for sure. I don't like what I've seen with Raheed Shaheed, who's only like 18% rostered, by the way. I talked about him last week. I played him in DFS everywhere. I'm a man of my word. I speak the truth, right? He was my $3,900 guy. He blew the roof off last week. So, but I don't like what I see with Olave. It's not been great for him. And the emergence of Shaheed has really kind of damaged his downfield potential. It used to be him. He was the downfield threat, and it's not anymore, right? It's Shaheed. And look at the yards per target. 6.7. They're turning him into Michael Thomas. It's even worse. He's a poor man's Michael Thomas because he doesn't get any touchdowns. Right? Rashid Shaheed has 3 touchdowns. He's 10 points behind him, right? And you can get him off the waiver wire still. So like that's super frustrating. And yeah, I would trade Olave, pick up Shaheed. That's the move, honestly. Do it today, Trade Olave. You could probably still get somebody for Olave. Get Tony Pollard, right? Trade Chris Olave for Tony Pollard, and then go pick up Rashid Shaheed, and then you'll be fine. So Rashid Shaheed. I'm saying it wrong. I said Raheed. Sorry. My guy Rashid.
Yeah.
I love him. I picked him up. I have him. So
yeah.
That's my guy. Who's your sell low?
I was just struggling with whether Tony Pollard was my buy low or sell low, so I couldn't figure it out. So I'm going sell low.
There you go.
Damian Pierce.
Yeah, Singletary really crinkles my dinkle with that guy. That's a problem. That's a situation, as they say in fantasy terms.
Yeah, and it's not a sexy sell low. It's kind of you're going to have to find the right fit. I do think so. The good thing, for the the dangle opportunity, it is now a 50-50 timeshare. Like that is what is going on with the Texans. Singletary, it's a total committee backfield now, which was, not how we drafted Damian Pierce. The upside with him is he does still, he would most likely have the goal line work, right?
Yes.
But I mean, it's
not great.
Yeah, it's not great. So I think you're not going to have a lot of great options for what you could get, but maybe a flex wide receiver if you're weak there, and like I have a team where I have enough running backs where I could trade him, and it's not going to I'm not starting him anyway.
Yeah. No, it's been a disappointment. I understand that Damian Pierce situation. It sunk a lot of people's battleships. So, all right. I'll do my sell high, and my sell high is your buy low last week. If you remember, it was your boy Jahan Dotson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he blew up. He blew up this week. I love your call. Ding, ding, ding. Whenever someone does well, we want to promote it. We want to let people know and give people, the props. Collins called it. If you just traded for him, I'm not telling you to sell him right now, but you could if you wanted to, because he's at peak value right now. I think of games like this in the future, but he didn't play great up into this point, and he kind of chided himself. He's come out in the public and he said, "I'm going to do better." He took responsibility, and he did play a lot better. And his targets were way up. And that's something you like to see. It didn't also hurt that Curtis Samuel was out of the game injured, right?
Right.
So that kind of forced their hand in the game. And so if you go into the game, Jamison Crowder had 7 targets for 7 for 7. So like he had 22 points, right? He's somebody who, if he's going to play, because there's no Curtis Samuel, he might be on the waiver wire. I'm sure he is, right? So I don't know if Jahan Dotson gets you 10 targets and gets you 25 points every week, but let people know about it. Let people know, hey. I think what we've seen is that the Philadelphia Eagles secondary is suspect. And in these games, Sam Howell has lit them up. So I don't think Sam Howell can do that every week, though. I think there's like wanes and waxes and like the moon. Sometimes it's full Dotson and sometimes it's like crescent moon Dotson. You're like, fuck.
What's odd about it, though, is that why, like, just Sam Howell's progress as a QB.
Yeah.
It's interesting that a team with all these great edge rushers and the Washington Commanders not being able to protect Sam Howell, he lights up the Eagles. Like that you wouldn't think just on paper based on that formula. But I think again Sam Howell is showing he has the chops to play this position. So it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I get the thought.
QB1 yesterday, by the way.
What's that?
He was QB1 yesterday.
QB1, right?
Yeah, overall in the whole NFL. Yesterday.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was just watching it go down as
Here he is.
all my DFS exposure was. I did have some Joe Burrow, which was nice. He's my second
Jalen
highest
Hurts,
exposure.
so. Oh, yeah.
But the rest of my like big money was on Lamar Jackson, and I'm just watching Sam Howell just light it up, dude.
Yeah, Bo McBrayer, aka Bo McBig Time, on the tweeters, he called that, and he played him against me. I still kicked his ass. I got 169 points.
He called it the first time too. He said both times, like Sam Howell's going to light up the Eagles, and I'm just like,
okay,
why? Why is he going to light up the? I get that they're second. They really do give up a lot of passing yards. Like I think they're maybe third worst in the league at passing yards.
Let's look at the wide receivers. Yeah,
they
give up the most fantasy points, the most. 12 touchdowns, 1,500 yards, 100. Look at this, 134 receptions.
16 touchdowns.
Oh, maybe it's not updated from this week. Yeah, you're right. This is before they played. So you're right. It's even more. 16.
They're sixth worst in passing yards, and like second worst in TDs.
Dude.
Right.
They've given up the most receptions as well. So, yeah, it's just wild. It's wild. They're not good on defense.
But their edge rushers are amazing.
They are.
So you would think Washington can't protect them, but
no.
Good call. Good call, Bo Spicy takes McBrayer. Good calls both times.
Yeah, I like it. All right, so who is your sell high?
He's actually already been talked about because while he is probably available on your waiver wire, I'm actually saying sell high on Rashid Shaheed.
Oh, you're selling on my guy Shaheed, huh?
Yeah, I am, man, because I just think it's such a sexy week. I don't think here's what it comes down to. Okay. I think a lot of people out there who, have Shaheed or, had Shaheed and dropped them. You he really does put up these sexy numbers, but like it's always 3 for whatever. Like unless he hits, it and that's the thing is that with that offense, this is not going to be a likely scenario most weeks.
I agree. 3 for 150. He averaged 50 yards a touch.
I mean, and go look what's he averaging per game targets? Like 3, something like that. Like that is his ceiling and floor.
I mean, he's had highs of 6, 7, 6, and 8. So, but then he's also had 2, 2, 3.
Right.
So, but if you look at him, this is standard. If you go to PPR, he's got 19, 10, 18, 24. So, I understand why he is available, and also I don't understand why he's available. We'll talk about him later because you should pick him up. At least, but there's other people you should pick up. You're going to be surprised how many people are under 50%, Collins. It's going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
We'll talk. It's wild, or around 50%. So, okay. So sell on Shaheed. If you have him, I would sell him if you are looking for like low hanging fruit, because I don't know how much you could get for Shaheed. Like, what would you want to get for him? Who would you sell him to? The Chris Olave? Like, what would your
I would much rather have Chris Olave than Rashid Shaheed.
Right, me too.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that. So, okay, all right. Now we're going to transition, and with that, we switch to the wire. Also,
to the wire,
updated graphics as well.
The wire.
Yeah, the wire.
It's the wire.
So, let's talk QB, and who's your guy first? Because I've got my guy.
They're listening on the wire.
I hope they are. This is my guy, by the way.
Sam Howell?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. What's his percentage of ownership?
30%. He's 30% rostered in ESPN leagues. That's
30%.
Yeah, 30%.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like 30%. Right? He needs to be on every team now. Like if
Right.
he needs to be on every. You saw what happened to Kirk Cousins, right? You don't want to have to go scramble and try to pick up somebody if you're holding one QB now. Those times are over. The end days have come for the one QB bros, right? I'm so sorry. If you're a one QB bro and you drafted Anthony Richardson, you're done. If you're a one QB bro and you drafted Kirk Cousins, you're done, right? You can't just keep doing that. Sam Howell needs to be rostered right now. Even if he's not your starter, just keep him from everybody else, right? He'll have these games he goes off, those games he's a dud. Play him based on matchups, but keep him on your bench if you're not gonna, don't let him be out free roaming, Sam Howell free. Not at all.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Second in attempts in the NFL, 308. I mean, that's second in the whole NFL.
Yeah, is he still on? Is he still on pace to be sacked 97 times?
162 times.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
no. It doesn't say how many sacks he's had. He's been intercepted 8 times. He's not a good quarterback for real life, but for fantasy purposes, he'll get it done. He was, like I said, numero uno. So,
I mean, at the end of the day, I think he has the ability to like maybe be a good quarterback in real life too. I mean, give him time, right? I mean, what is this? He doesn't even have a full season under his belt.
No, and how about give him a way better offense
right
coordinator? You know what I mean? Like 50.
Yeah. Give him a better. Give him a good. He has a good offensive coordinator. Give him a better head coach. Give him a good offensive line, right? Yeah. Like, there's definitely some things, but
viable. He's viable.
So. Oh yeah, definitely viable. How about, I don't know what the ownership is. Can't find it right now. Let's see. Oh, 1%. How about Will Levis?
Oh yeah. Will Levis for sure. Yeah. Will Levis. Levis to the moon. He was my next guy as well. It was kind of just a 2-man circus here. But Will the Thrill, I don't know what he's going to say. 4 touchdowns. He looked great. He looked ridiculous.
I think it's so exciting too when something like that happens, because you take a team like the Titans that you just thought, okay, this is just a boring team. I don't care. I'm not interested. And now you throw this whole new, piece of, like just sexiness into it. And now they're compelling. Like now I'm interested. Like now DeAndre Hopkins is viable. Like,
they put a loaded gun on the table is what they did.
If they're able to actually do what they did this past week, next week, like, they're going to start to be a dark horse team, right?
Yeah.
Like
they're
like, back. Yeah. And just the storyline with, Will Levis, the guy who wasn't drafted in, the first round and had his mom and his 5 girlfriends there. And and was upset, and it looks like rightfully so. He's like, what's wrong with you people? I'm so good at playing this position.
I have a Will Levis tweet that I will pull up. It's just what you said. It says Will Levis's villain origin story, and this is him at draft night with all the girls just not getting picked. I mean, just
that's what's so cool about it, man, is when you see somebody like this who just, there's, I mean, you never know. I mean, this could just be a 1-week thing, but there's people in this league that just, they know they can do it. And they're like, just give me the shot, coach. Right. Just give me the shot. And then when they get the shot, they do it.
They don't let go. Tom Brady. Never let go.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So it's exciting.
Tony Romo, never let go.
Yeah, it's exciting. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping to get a Tony Romo storyline here.
Yeah. I like that. And as Beavis would say, boing, boing. So yeah, I mean, as much as I faded Will Levis and Bo talk shit on our show, I talk shit about Malik Willis. Let me just be clear. on that show last week, if you want to go dig up the files, I started by talking about how Malik Willis can't get out of the pocket. and Bo said Will Levis is trash or whatever he said. So I'm just saying, I go look at the tapes. It wasn't me. I just want to just put that out there. I might have said, okay, yeah, sure, but I didn't mean.
Hey, 50% of the time he's right every time.
He's the man. That's 50% of the time he's right.
Yeah.
But I did beat him, and I'm up 5-3 in the Clash. Just want to say that I'm also up 2-1 in years in the Clash. So
Nice.
anyway, all right. Running back. You have any RBs that tickle my fancy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
got a
here's the unsexy ones. Devin Singletary, 33% owned.
Yeah.
Justice Hill, I think is worth adding. I mean, a bad RB2, but if your team needs an RB2, I think the PPR, the Todd Monken offense is throwing the ball, and 4 receptions for 40, I think is around where he could consistently kind of be week to week. Both of those guys, but dude, breaking news.
Yeah, break it.
Leonard Fournette to the Bills.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Leonard Fournette is a must add. Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna go check it out.
Leonard Fournette is, I don't think it's 100% locked in yet, but Adam, there's Tom Pelissero.
It is. Oh.
Yep.
Oh my
God. Leonard
goodness.
Fournette, who's just been sitting out there all year long. They said he was going to go work out with the Bills, then he didn't. I remember when that news came out, I was like, I'm going to pick him up. And then I watched somebody on Twitter like mocking, like, he's not even doing it. I was like, yeah. And now I'm so sad. I just didn't clear a spot.
Twitter hater troll.
I didn't clear a spot. I got him in the Fantasy Millionaires. Went and got him today.
Okay, you piece of shit.
Went and got him today.
Oh my God, I'm gonna punch you in the neck. Okay, all right. I
Yeah.
got it. Okay,
Yeah.
I like it. That's good. You go Fournette. I'm gonna tell you, there's also somebody who, to me, it's kind of wild. Kind of just assume these guys are all, rostered, but Chuba Hubbard is only rostered in ESPN in 42% of leagues. 42. So that's not good. That's stupid. That's bad. I think Chuba Hubbard should be on every team. He is in a committee now with Miles Sanders, who is not great, and so
he's the RB1. Chuba Hubbard is the RB1.
Yeah, he is. I didn't want to come out and just say it, but yeah.
I mean, he was by far and away, like, it wasn't Miles Sanders was injured anymore. Like, they were using him in the red zone. Like, he was the back that they had just determined we're going to use him.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't run great, 1.9, but I mean, it was all bad, but still he's getting the touches. So do consider Chuba Hubbard as somebody you might want to pick up. And then is it how do you pronounce that? Dartarian Evans. I think he's somebody worth looking at. We'll just see how long the Bears are involved, but I mean, he 0% rostered. He's somebody who, might be somebody you look at. He did okay last week, 13 points. He got a touchdown. He looked pretty good too. So, yeah, those are the only people I think I'd pick up for wide receiver or for a running back. What about for a wide receiver?
I got 2 guys. Watching the game last night, we finally saw Quentin Johnston come to life.
Yeah,
31% owned. And I just think, with rookies, you do have to just kind of wait and be patient. And I think he is, going forward, he might have the potential to get from mitigate to elevate. We need to see more, but just the usage of him last night to me was stark.
Yeah.
I was actually talking with you on the phone during some of it, and I was like, there he goes again. Up there, they're trying, like, it just was, it was obvious that their game plan is to get him the ball more. So he's at 31%, and then pretty sure I mentioned him last week, but 3% owned Demario Douglas, and Kendrick Bourne going out.
Agree.
He's not a, stash and play because he's on the Patriots, but definitely grab him. And I would spend a decent amount of fab because right now it's him and Juju Smith-Schuster,
Yeah, and Juju Smith-Schuster is terrible. So
he seems to be by far the way more electric player and someone that I think, given Mac Jones' skill set, they could probably use more in these kind of like,
short passing
dink and dunk
games.
offenses.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, these are guys who I'm just reminding people because this is wild that they're not rostered. But we'll start with Jahan Dotson. Look at this. This is crazy. He's only rostered in 51% of leagues. People, get your shit together. That means in half of ESPN leagues, Jahan Dotson is available. He's been dropped. Don't need to trade for him. Go check him on the waiver wire. Don't even sell high, buy high. Go get him, right? That's number one. And then another one, it kind of, obviously he kind of just emerged again with the reemergence of your boy Joey B, but Tyler Boyd's available in 53% of leagues. Go get Tyler Boyd, right? We talked about him last week. Go get Tyler Boyd. These are just kind of like, maybe he's available, maybe he's not. And then we talked about him last week too. Josh Downs, still available in like 48% of leagues. So, these are guys who they're going to help you. They're going to be those solid flex plays for you that they can get you 10 to 18 points. And I think I had one more or two. We talked about Rashid Shaheed. Oh, yeah. Jackson Smith-Njigba's available in 43% of leagues. Like, I know he's above the 50% threshold, but he's only rostered in 57% of leagues. Like, that to me does not make sense. So,
I think when you get around the 50%, though, it's because there's like 8-man leagues.
No, but just look. Okay, you say that,
I mean?
right? You say that, then you go to Calvin Ridley, 96% rostered, bro, right? And then you go to like Mike Evans, 97% rostered, right?
Right.
Go. Let's go to Cortland Sutton, right? 85% rostered. Like these are not leagues.
No, that proves your point. Actually, it really does.
Yeah, it's just not good. It's bad fantasy footballing because people are reactive and people suck week to week and they drop them like my wife does, that kind of shit. Sorry, I don't want to call her out, but she does. She used to try to do it. She would drop people and I'd say, don't drop somebody. She'd be like, this guy, he's not very good. And I go,
T. Higgins. This guy, T. Higgins.
Right. Did she drop T. Higgins?
Who?
She had T. Higgins. I told her not to drop him.
Did your wife drop T. Higgins? I don't know. I'll have to ask my wife to check.
Yeah, ask my wife if she
better get him.
Yeah, seriously. But anyway, those are just like, the raw numbers. You talked about Demario Douglas, Jake Bobo still available. Shakir's available too.
That's one I missed right there that I think, is definitely a viable ad.
Yes. Yeah. There's a bunch of people. Yeah. Shakir, he is only rostered in 0.2% league. So he's free. Go get him. Those are my guys. And then you want to talk to tight ends?
I mean, Trey McBride, dude.
Yes.
I mean,
he's
tough
available.
Matchup. Yeah.
92% of leagues.
Versus the Ravens. Like, I think they had, the second
really
best. Good. Yeah, I mean they're all linebackers, like, and and he balled out, dude. Like,
yeah,
he's 20% owned, right? So he's gonna be
he's 7% owned, dude.
That's in ESPN. I think I had it in Yahoo.
Look at ESPN, 7%. That's ridiculous.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, well, Bo called him to the top scorer in tight ends. He called him out, and he did. He was top scorer last week. So, him and Kittle. So, I love it.
Yeah, he balled, man. So he's the must add, like, blow a decent amount of fab if you still got it on him, guy. I think if Gerald Everett is out again, Don Parham, I think he has a good matchup this week. And, his usage was kind of sexy. Like, I think they play the Jets this week. Who do they play?
They do.
The Jets. Who that is what they stink at is tight ends. Yeah, and you know, to me, he would be really a great weapon to use. I mean, I don't know if you
They
saw
lined
that
him
one play.
outside. They had him as a wide receiver on the edge. They just threw it out there to him, and he like mushed a corner.
Did you see that one play where they threw a flea flicker and it was only for like 7 yards and he hit him with the Derrick Henry stiff arm? And I was just like, dude,
like,
yeah,
he
he
did-
just
he did
it's
like a
like trying to
prayer.
tackle Tyson Fury or something. I mean, he's just a
Yeah.
big man. So
Yeah.
I think he's worth an ad. Also, hey, the Taysom Hill experience, this thing keeps rolling, dude. So
Bo can't stop it. You can't stop it, Bo.
yeah, man. I mean, that's why I'm like sell low on Chris Olave, sell high on Rashid Shaheed.
He's back. He's
Yeah, I mean, Taysom
back.
Hill is he's not going anywhere, dude. So
Yeah.
he's worth the ad for sure now.
I love it. I love it. Just digging it into Bo, because Bo hates his guts, and then
How
never
can you
wants to have.
hate Taysom Hill?
I think it's because he thinks he's a sham and he's a fake. Probably. I'm just telling you what he probably thinks, but I don't agree.
That guy, listen, if we're picking out players to play the aliens, we're not picking Taysom Hill on our
I'm
football.
picking Taysom Hill. Yeah, he's H-back on that.
100%. We're picking
Yeah.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
First the aliens.
Oh yeah, he's there.
He's
part of that.
starting in my lineup. He's playing quarterback. He's playing tight end. He's doing all of that shit.
Yeah, George Kittle's there with him too. So.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh,
Those are my
that'd
tight
be-
ends.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be your tight end. For sure. Okay. And defenses, you got any defenses? I'm
Atlanta
a little-
versus Minnesota with no Kirk Cousins.
Yes. Yeah. And maybe the Raiders, maybe.
I looked
against-
at them. You just don't know. Let's see how they play. Yeah.
Here's the thing: if they're playing against Danny DeVito, then I'm okay with the Raiders defense. Danny DeVito can only throw to Saquon Barkley behind the line of scrimmage, so I'm okay with Danny DeVito if he's back under center and there's no Tyrod. So, but okay, you ready for some elevate, mitigate, eviscerate? I got new graphics for this as well, bro. Graphic time. Graphic time. Sorry, I'm getting very into the graphics. So I'm actually gonna stop the screen share so we can see our beautiful mugs a little bit more for elevate, mitigate, eviscerate. Graphics. What do you think?
Love them.
Thank you. But trying to make the show a little better each
Going
week.
down or hot dumpster trash fire.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. There's just only one thing you want. You want to be elevated. You don't want to be mitigated. You don't want to be eviscerated. And I got to start off with a huge mea culpa this week. I've been telling you forever to eviscerate Dak Prescott, kind of as a joke, just because
to eviscerate, bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to bring him up in elevate because the Philadelphia Eagles are trash against wide receivers, and he's got one of the best in CD Lamb. You got 40 points last week, 41 points. You saw what he did. I do think that's going to not be as high scoring as the Commanders game. It might be like one less touchdown, but I do think that Dak gets his in this game because they can stop the run and they're going to have to throw the football. And CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks too. Brandon Cooks got a touchdown. He looks good. So I think Dak, I'm so sorry. It took you 8 weeks to come off the schneid. Congratulations. And you had your career game against a terrible Rams team, terrible team. But I still think you play Dak. So I'm elevating Dak at QB this week.
Love it. Yep. Good call. Yeah. From eviscerate to elevate. That's a jump. Yeah. Welcome back.
That's how you do it.
Welcome back, Dak.
Welcome back, Dak.
I'm with you, man. Yeah. When we build our lineup next segment, let's look at his price because I think that might be a sexy start. Little stack with CD. Derek Carr versus the Bears. That also I think would be something we might need to consider in the next segment.
Is that your elevate?
That's my elevate. Derek Carr versus the Bears. Look, he's not been sexy, but his floor is actually relatively safe. And the Bears are we were saying the Eagles, 6th worst in passing yards, 2nd worst in touchdowns. The Bears are the 31st worst in passing yards and the worst in passing touchdowns, right?
That's not good.
It's a juicy matchup for Derek Carr, dude. And, hey, Rashid Shaheed might light it up again this week. I could see Olave lighting it up.
Yeah.
Well, Kamara getting a nice PPR touchdown. Like this could be a 30 burger for Derek Carr this week.
The touchdowns haven't come. 2's the most he's thrown, so he's due for the due theory for 3, maybe 4.
And this is the matchup, dude.
But I will say the last 3 games, 350, 300, 310. So he's around $1,000 in the last 3. That's stellar. Touchdowns haven't been there, but he scored in the last 4 15.7, 16.3, 17.4, 18.3. So yeah, that solid floor is there for him if you need a bye week fill in. And I told my wife to pick Derek Carr up because she has Kirk Cousins on her team, and I said Derek Carr is the best you can do right now. Sorry, that's all I can. Can I introduce you to Derek Carr? Ooh, but I think it's viable if you need to in this pinch. She needs to pick him up off the waiver wire and then start him too. So you might be doing that as well this week too. So,
right, yeah. There's 8 teams to buy this week too. Broncos, so no Russell Wilson, no Jared Goff, no Trevor Lawrence, no Brock Purdy for week 9.
Yeah, not good. So yeah. Who are you elevating at the RB position?
Hey, juicy matchup this week for Kareem Hunt. The usage is kind of odd between him and Jerome Ford, but regardless, Arizona, they offer up a juicy matchup for the Browns and what they like to do. I mean, this is what they want to do. The Cardinals are really a great matchup for the Browns, right? Yeah. So Kareem Hunt, I think is you gotta bring him up and put him in this week.
I think he might be a good DFS play as well. We'll talk about that. Last week, I did give you Gus Edwards in the elevate portion, and I gave
you Gus Edwards. I said it first.
I said it too. He's on my show notes. You
said it after I said it.
But it was in my show notes. I set my show notes.
In your show notes. In your show notes. I said it first, though.
Okay, here I'll show you. If you really want to see my show notes.
Came out of Cash's mouth first.
I'm just gonna show you though. Because I don't fake the funk on the nasty dunk. I give you the truth. Here's the show.
I remember exactly. You were like, "Oh, we did it. We matched up on the same guy. We matched up on Evan Ingram for mitigate too.
Yep. He's down here in my mitigate section. So this is my notes. I have the last week's and then this week, so I can remember what I said and I can victory laps. I just want to show you guys, that I do have some. I'm with you too. So we both said it, which is good. I didn't realize that it was you first, but I just we both said Gus. So I do like your call this week. I do think it's a good call, and they're terrible against the run. They're just not good at all. So I'll tell you another team who's not good against the run, and that's the Carolina Panthers. They played better against Houston, but Houston doesn't have a great offensive line. They don't play that well. This week, Panthers are playing against Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss, and I say you play them both. I think you elevate them both in your lineup. They both scored over 10 points last week in a game where they didn't really play that great. Jonathan Taylor almost rushed for 100 yards, so missed a little bit of a bonus there. They didn't get any rushing touchdowns. It kind of fell flat. So I think, though, that they can do a really good job this week against the Panthers. If you got either one of them, roll with them, right? I doubt you have both of them, but that probably is a 1 in a million. But if you're listening to our show, go for it.
I like it. Yep. I'm down. Seeing the way that they're using Zach Moss, I'm comfortable saying go ahead and start him this week. So
yeah. I mean, I don't want to say that. It's not like where but the data, like Zach Moss had 11 and Jonathan Taylor had 12. What are you gonna do? Zach Moss had more touchdowns. What are you gonna do? So
yep.
What you gonna do?
All right, let's do wide receivers. I'm going to go with not a sexy call, but if you get him off the waiver wire because he's 3% owned, I'm going to say get Demario Douglas off
Demario Douglas,
wire.
I said it first. Demario Douglas, he's my guy.
No, is he your guy?
Yeah.
Is he your guy? Really?
Yeah, I'm not lying. Here, I'll show you my show notes.
Show me your shows. I want to see the sheet. I love it. I love it.
This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So this is my guy right here, Demario
Yeah,
Douglas.
man.
Yeah, he's on the show sheet. I'm not lying.
Hey,
I mean,
samesies. I said it first, though. I said it
I
first.
think I said it real quick. I said Demario Douglas real quick. It's just
Yeah, it might be a tie. It might be a tie. It's close.
okay.
I
All
saw that.
right.
Good
No,
move. Good move.
I'll give you that one.
You might have got done with
that.
the last part of the S before I finished saying Douglas. Good move. I like it.
Yeah, well, I was just trying to like Dennis you.
I'm interested in this game because
Me too.
the like I think the Patriots, their record belies how mid they are. Like they're nice and mid.
They're totally
Commanders
mid.
are nice and mid. Like this is going to be a nice mid matchup.
Yes.
To me, edge goes to Belichick.
Agreed.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Belichick figure out a way to pull out a W here.
Mhm.
And I think Demario Douglas factors in.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that's what I kind of as I unpack this. Washington, they not so good against the wide receivers, and so I like that in terms of like how they can be exploited. You saw AJ Brown exploit them, Devontae Smith exploit them. So I think Douglas is going to be relied on. I bet you gets 10 targets in this game. And for 8 of them, 70 yards, a touchdown. That's 15 to 18
points.
If
he gets in the end zone, man, you're gonna have a juicy flex out of that guy.
Yeah, tell your friends, let them know. Like you get a bye week flex option that's gonna.
He's definitely going in the lineup in the next segment because he's going to be like 3,800 or something like that.
Oh, for sure. I think he's a great play.
He's going to be chalk. But so what?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get him first, so he won't be chalk on our lineup.
Yeah, it's not chalk. Chalk yet. He can't be chalk yet.
No, not yet. Not yet. So, all right. Tight end. Who you rocking with tight end wise?
Listen, I couldn't find anybody sexy, and it's kind of an obvi. You said to start him last week. I'm going to say start him again this week. Dalton Kincaid.
Hey, that's my guy. That's my guy. You taking show sheet. I gotta pull up the show sheet here again. I gotta
good matchup. Dalton Kincaid is he's the truth, man.
See? What'd you see? I've got him here.
Get Dawson Knox out of the mix, and moving forward, Cincinnati is, I think, 4th worst first tight ends, and he's already on a special offense, so it's a good week to just continue to roll with Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, he was added in 30% of leagues last week. He went from 30% to 62%. So, he's still available. 40% of leagues. So he might be able to get him and start him and roll through it. So yeah, I like that. He's my guy too, and for all the same reasons that you said. And I don't want to bog the show down with the reiterations. So, I'll go to my guy at defense, and that is, I said it before, if the Raiders are playing Danny DeVito, then play with the Raiders, right? If they're not, if Tyrod's back, then I think go Falcons. I think that's the move too. So
yeah, Falcons for me.
Yeah. I just wanted to say Danny DeVito on the show a couple times.
Is that his name? Danny is his name? No. Danny. It's DeVito though.
DeVito's the last name though. But right. I'm just making a joke.
Yeah,
because
Yeah. I mean, his name could be Danny DeVito. I just remember some guy named DeVito coming in. Might as well. Why, if your last name's DeVito, why wouldn't you name your son Danny?
I know.
Yeah. I wouldn't name him Daniel. I would name him Danny.
Right. Just so it's Tommy. It's Tommy DeVito. Yeah. So I mean, it's like the most New York name you can get. Tommy DeVito. He's down there in the Bronx. So yeah. All right, mitigate. Who are you mitigating this week? Who are you putting on ice?
I think I mitigated him last week. I couldn't find my show sheet. It's around here, but might not have. But I mitigated him before. He's so.
Geno Smith.
Yep, Geno Smith. Yep, Geno Smith versus Ravens. Oh, it's you mitigate. Yeah, you beat me. Damn it. You got it.
We are right now 3 for the last 4. So I mean,
yeah. Hey, man,
I like
great minds. Great fantasy millionaire minds.
The Ravens are going to do some damage to Geno. He does not look good. He's bouncing balls. He's overshooting.
And he doesn't look bad. He doesn't look bad. I think he looks okay, but just this matchup, like their team is really, it is a run first team just in general. Like, Pete Carroll's philosophy, I think, this year in particular is let's take advantage of Kenneth Walker, and then if he's not where he needs to be, they have Zach Charbonnet. And if you're gonna beat the Ravens, like that is where you can exploit them, is on the ground.
Here's the problem. Last year he had a 30-11 interception rate. Right now he's got a 9-6 interception rate. So 3-1 compared to 3-2. That's not good. That's a whole
because he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any touchdowns. That's why. Like, I mean, I don't think he's
9. It's not good.
Yeah, that's why. It's not like he's doing a horrible job with the interceptions, but
he's on pace for like 15 interceptions or like 14 interceptions, which is 3 more than last year. So, it's just he's not played great this year. And it's
just not what you thought it was going to be.
No, you thought you could get him in a late round steal, like my wife, when I drafted him for her. But anyway, we digress. We do. My mitigate. I'll do running back, I guess, since we're both doing Geno. My mitigate this week is Aaron Jones versus the Vikings. So the Vikings actually are a pretty good defense. Are they playing the Vikings? Am I did the wrong thing? Hold on a second. No, they're not playing the Rams. The Rams. No, never mind. Scratch that. I got the wrong. I think I looked at the wrong week. Yep, never mind. Play Aaron Jones to play against the Rams.
I kind of like Aaron Jones this week. I think I liked what I saw.
I'm turning into an elevate. Play Aaron Jones against the Rams.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah,
how about Tony Pollard?
Tony Pollard, I'm back and forth. I put initially he was the guy I put down. I think I got the weeks mixed up with Aaron Jones, but
dude, the Eagles are a tough team to run the football on.
They are a tough team. I just think he gets past the football a little bit more in this game. I think he gets more targets out of the backfield, more screens, because the Eagles rush is such a big part of their game. I think you can kind of slip him out the back. Let's look at
and then they're going to throw Rico Dowdle.
Oh, dude, don't even say that. That's just
that's my mitigate. So
yeah, that's your mitigate.
Yeah. I have lots of Tony Pollard, and if I have the ability this week, like if I'm deep and I have the ability to not start him, he's murdering me in the Fantasy Millionaires. Every week, Tony Pollard is just give me 8 points. I'm done.
Well, there's something to be said. Last year against Philly, he got 7.2 in the first matchup, and then the second matchup he got 14. So you know what? I might listen to you this week. I might actually take the advice. I got him in the BFFs. I might actually do what you said. And
if you have the ability,
I might. So, all right. My mitigate for wide receiver is Hollywood Brown versus the Browns, no less. I think that Josh Dobbs has done an admirable job, but the Browns are really good against the wide receiver position. They've only given about 27 points per game. They've only given up 5 touchdowns. You're looking for touchdowns. You want touchdowns, and they don't really give them up. They gave up a couple. They gave up one to Tyler Lockett, but that's kind of what their defense is. Secondary is pretty strong. So I'm going to be fading Hollywood this week against the Browns. I believe is it in Cleveland? I think it's in Cleveland. It is. And it's always terrible this time of year. Like it's going to be like 40-mile-an-hour winds. The rain's going to be going sideways. You can't see the camera. It's the wires from the cable cam are going to be everywhere. The ball's going to hit them. No one's going to know. It's just going to be terrible,
Yep. I mean, he was my mitigate last week, and I was excited we got that touchdown at the last like 6 seconds of the game or whatever it was. But I didn't have that great a week last week. I double Stimpy. I like your mitigate better than my mitigate. I considered doing him, but I literally did it last week. So I want to double mitigate Hollywood Brown, but double Stimpy your mitigate. Mine's Josh Palmer.
Could you real quick? Could you reconnect your mic? You're glitching for a second. Like I'll mute you for a second. Your mic was just had a little bit of feedback in it. So I got you muted. It still sounds like it's there. Yeah, I'll mute you for one more second. I heard you say your mitigate is Joshua Palmer against the Jets. I wholeheartedly agree. And then 2, if you pick up Quentin Johnston, mitigate him as well. I'd pick him up, but probably not play him this week. Let me see. Give me your test run. Let me see how you sound. Oh, you're muted. I can't hear you now. Now you're totally muted. Hold on. Unmute. I can't unmute your mic for some reason. Cannot unmute your guest because they chose to mute themselves. You've chosen to mute yourself, just so you know. Can you unmute yourself in the
now?
There you go. Let me hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay.
Good. Perfect. Yeah. So Hollywood, you said you mitigated him last week. You didn't want to do it twice in a row, so you double stamped me, is what I got the message. And then, so who's your mitigate?
Josh Palmer versus the Jets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could, yeah, he could be somewhat of a
too.
what? Yeah. That's really what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
they are literally the best team versus wide receivers, and then he had the knee injury. Then you have Quentin Johnston, and I just think that this week, it's not optimal.
I agree with you 100%. He's no Mike Williams, and he's not somebody that you want to start this week against the Jets. They are number 1 against wide receivers. They rank numero uno. Only 69 receptions given up. And that's like compared to the Eagles, where it's 134. So, I mean, that's not fair at all. So, I'm with you on that mitigate. My defense or my tight end, I couldn't find a tight end to mitigate. I wanted to mitigate people. I promise I did. It was like
I said Tyler Higbee versus Green Bay.
Okay, that's a good one. I was never going to start him anyway, but yes, I will co-sign that one. Tyler Higbee, don't play him. I wouldn't play really any Rams except for Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp.
Right.
That's kind of where I'm at right now with the Rams offense, and maybe Darrell Henderson, maybe, but I mean, geez, I guess if you play Henderson, you have to play Henderson, but yeah. And then defense, I'm not playing Seattle this week against the Ravens. No, thank you. I don't like that matchup for them.
I'm not playing the Chiefs versus the Dolphins.
Nope. Don't like that either.
Because the Chiefs D has been.
Yes, no, that's terrible. All right, let's jump to some DFS stacks of cash.
You want to cut? We apologize to Dak.
I did apologize. Oh, I do have some mitigate, some eviscerates. I forgot. I do. I jumped the gun a little bit. Please, Dak, forgive me. Desmond Ridder, eviscerate you.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
You're done. Yeah, how about you?
Our boy Kadarius Toney. I think it's finally time.
It's time.
He's I don't know what happens, but his usage is on down.
Hey, your mic is doing that thing again with the feedback. I'm not sure what's going on, but maybe jump out and come back in and see. I'm just gonna pop you out real quick, and then I'll move myself. It's just me. It's just Scotty Too Hottie now. I'm letting all the people see how tremendously good looking I am. And this is if you see on the top of the screen, that is a rainbow that goes across my basement. My daughter Adelaide made. So she's a good woman. Appreciate her love. All right, see if we can get Mike back here.
How's it now?
That sounds way better.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I get rid of Desmond Ridder. Any QBs that you're getting rid of?
No, I have Kadarius Toney, and then I have 2 running backs. Buy Dalvin Cook, and based on this Leonard Fournette news, buy Latavius Murray.
Yeah, I'm with you. Buy Kenneth Gainwell. You don't do nothing for me.
Yeah, buy Gainwell.
And then buy Elijah Moore.
Buy Elijah Moore? You're saying buy?
I am for now. Yeah, it's just not what I mean. Their offense is not very good without. I mean, I don't know, Baker Mayfield. I mean, with who? I mean, their offense isn't good. It hasn't been good with Baker. It hasn't been good with Deshaun. It hasn't been good with Jacoby Brissett. It's just not good. It's not good for quarterbacks. I don't like it. So, and then goodbye to Marvin Mims. You have 1 target.
Yeah,
1 target a game.
He's been by.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Now I'm ready for some DFS stacks of cash. I will share my screen, and we're gonna build, baby. We're gonna build.
I wonder what Dak's price is going to be.
Well, let's take a look and see. He's at 65. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
No, nope. I mean,
What's Derek Carr? 57.
57. We could
Yeah,
do Derek.
I might go Dak.
Okay.
I mean, Dak and CD. Let's see what that price is. We throw Demario Douglas in there, we can afford that.
Yeah, let's see. Put Dak in. Go to wide receiver. He's 82.
Oh my gosh, he jumped so much.
Yeah, he did. And then
Demario is going to be 39.
you hope.
4,000. Okay.
Okay. All right. We're not too bad. All right. Let's look at running back. Alvin Kamara is number 1 now. Jumped ahead of Barkley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fremont.
What's Brees Hall's? What's Brees Hall? He's probably still not properly priced.
He's not on the slate because he played
Oh,
Sunday night
Monday?
game.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Monday. Yeah, he's on the slate.
Okay.
So.
And do Kareem Hunt. Where's Kareem Hunt?
I put him in. He's already in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
65. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh.
I can't see with my sunglasses on.
No worries, Fantasy Millionaire. You got to get some sunglasses that have your prescription in like I do. That's the upgrade.
No, it's just so dark. I can't see anything.
Yeah. I mean, Jonathan Taylor at 64.
Jonathan Taylor. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Dak, Kareem Hunt, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb.
Dalton
Douglas.
Kincaid for tight end.
Yeah, let's go tight end.
Oh, is he? He's Sunday night. Never mind. Okay, let's go. What about McBride?
Taysom Hill. Let's go Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. Let's do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's enjoy
the Bears.
Yeah.
Right. We don't have Derek Carr. We want part of that game.
Yeah.
We got Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
All right. Defense. Let's go look at that. I like to go down to the bottom. Always start
Atlanta
at the bottom.
versus Minnesota. Where's Atlanta? Are they high? Oh
Nope,
man,
3,700. Yeah, they're high. They're high.
What's Vegas? Man, these defenses, they got them all.
They're priced up.
All right. Raiders are 36 and the Falcons are 37.
Yeah, they're expensive. Jeez Louise. I mean, I'll go Falcons at 3,700. That's fine. Whatever.
All right.
We've still got 11,000 left. So
yeah, that's good.
Let's find somebody who we think maybe we can pay down for, and then we'll pay up for somebody else. Like, let's look down in these lower prices. These prices suck.
Yeah, nobody's sexy.
No, nobody at all. We might have to pay up a little bit, but that's fine. We will. We can pay up. Do you like? Who do we talk about wide receiver wise? I mean,
Zay Flowers again. That price,
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. Yeah, he didn't have a great game, but I'm okay with it. You want to do Dallas Goedert?
You want to double tight end it?
I mean, I don't know. Who else do you want in this range?
Yeah, 53.
Tank Dell.
Yeah.
We got
I mean,
Ford, but no, we've got Kareem Hunt already, so no.
yeah, I feel like or Josh Downs.
Okay, let's go Josh Downs.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. We'll put it in. Dak Prescott, Kareem Hunt, Jonathan Taylor, Thomas. Sorry, good know some. CeeDee Lamb, DeMario Douglas, Zay Flowers, Taysom Hill, Josh Downs, Falcons D. Put it in. Hopefully, we'll win. We've won nothing so far. We've won $0.
I thought we made money like 1 week.
No, maybe like we got our money back. So no, it's pretty bad. All right, let's go to 3 tweets. I'm really excited for 3 tweets. I had my tweet in many times ago. So I put this in. I found it. I've got other ones too. But I'm gonna go with this one first. This is
the Denver.
This is an initial fan reaction to them getting Russell Wilson last year. This is not a new one. This isn't a state. This is what happened when they got Russell Wilson last year. And this guy, have you seen this, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to love it. This is great. Okay, enjoy.
So the Denver Broncos aren't getting Aaron Rodgers, but I just saw the news that we're getting Russell Wilson. The Broncos are getting Russell Wilson. Suck it, haters. Suck it, haters. Suck it, all you fucking haters. We're getting Russell Wilson. Oh, I've got a football boner again. Yeah. We're getting Russell Wilson.
This is awesome.
More to follow. More to follow today on That's Good Sports. Praise be. Everything's okay in Denver. So
That's awesome.
So this guy is he's a really funny guy. And someone actually jumped in and said who he was. And so if you want to follow him, here he is. He's a funny guy. He does comedy. So please go follow him. He's into fantasy football. He's into Twitter. He does jokes. So he's all boner. Yeah, football boner is his name. So
he's gonna need some Viagra for that boner.
Yeah, he's got no bone. So okay. So are we doing Denny or the
Denny? Yeah, click on Denny's.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. So he quote tweeted himself reacting to Trey McBride early in the game, but I was told Trey McBride would be better than quote unquote Gronk with Zach Ertz sidelined. And then today he came back and said, this is what doctors call premature tilt. It affects 1 in 3 fantasy football managers. It's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going to retweet that.
Yeah.
No, I love Dennis.
Premature tilt.
Premature tilt. Yeah. I think that's funny. I think I'm going to give it to me just because.
I'm giving it to you too. That guy crushed it.
And I've got a really funny one. So this is, you got to read. You got to do a little reading because it's not in English, but it's funny. It says Arthur Smith telling his friends the story of how he has trolled the entire fantasy football community. And it's worth a watch and a listen. So here we go.
Te llamo para que vaya a recoger las paelleras. Y me acuesto en su, ya para abrir el restaurante que era el arroz. Y me llama el cocinero. Risita, ¿qué? Ve por la paellera. Venga, que las 2 de la tarde ya están aquí. Miren, bañador. En las chanclas. Todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme las chanclas y el bañador. Voy a la playa, había subido la marea.
That's awesome.
Había subido la marea con triple paella.
Yeah.
Porque estaba la paellera agarrada metí entre las piedras de chipiones del faro. Y cuando entro en el restaurante me ve con una paellera y adentro la vende paellera. Vamos a colar. Llama a Sevilla. Llama a
That's awesome.
Sevilla.
That's so good.
Yes, I'm crying. That
So
speaks to
good.
my soul. It's just,
Oh, it's so funny.
it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, perfect way to end the show for the Fantasy Millionaires. Crying.
Yeah,
at
I
Arthur
saw
Smith screwing us.
a great tweet too. It's like something about how and then Arthur Smith punked us all who started Atlanta's defense this week in fantasy. You know?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, me. Well, you know what? Speaking of Arthur Smith, shamelessly plugging here. I'll show you my tweet. And Bo retweeted it, but I stand by this tweet. This is terrible. Imagine if your kid found this in their Halloween bag.
Yeah, be careful.
Be careful, man. Arthur Smith is in Snickers bars and shit. So, no, this was a great show. Went a little long. Appreciate your wife and the family. Hope all is well. I'll let you close this out. Go follow us, by the way, Fantasy Millionaires on Twitter, FF Millionaires. If you go find me, Nimble W Numbers, and then for me, I'm getting lost. Yeah, for me, FF Millionaires. This is us. 932. Let's get to 1,000 by the end of the year. We can do it.
Like and subscribe on YouTube.
Oh yeah, please do. Right here. You can go check out the channel. There's us. This is us. This is the episode right here. Ding it, ding-a-ling it. Right. Like and subscribe. Collins, I'll let you lead us out.
Death, heartache, pain, evilness to your opponents in week 9. Peace and love everywhere else.
Everywhere.